Hey guys, this is Joseph Ruddy here, and I'm back after such a long hiatus. The last video I uploaded was me unboxing the Beatles Revolver 2022 box set, and that was from October of last year, and I'm back after that video. So, here's some things that happened to me while I was gone. I got my wisdom teeth removed. Yeah, I got them removed. I'll do a separate video telling the story, but I will tell you why I needed to get them removed. But before I do, I just want to thank you guys for, hang on, for 700 subscribers. I know I usually don't do videos where I thank people for subscribing to me, and even if I did, they wouldn't be uploaded on time because, I have busy things to do. Yes. So thank you guys for 700 subscribers, and let's make it up to 1K. Alright, so the reason why I needed to get my wisdom teeth removed was because the one right here came out while these three were stuck underneath the gum. And because of that, they were infected. Sorry if I'm rubbing my nose. I have a booger stuck. So just give me a second. Sorry I had to blow my nose, but I did it off camera. So the one right here was already out, and these three were still underneath the gum, and they were punctured and they wouldn't come out. And like I said, the only one that came out was this one. And so on the day after Halloween, which is November 1st, 2022, I got them removed. It was the most painful experience. I mean, I didn't feel pain because, I was asleep, but until the anesthesia wore off, then I started to hurt. And of course, I did what any other person does when they get their wisdom teeth removed. Stuck to soft foods, never used a straw, didn't puff cheeks, tilted head from back and forth when swishing around mouthwash. I mean, I didn't swish with my cheeks, I just tilted my head back and forth. My dogs are crying. And just took care of my teeth, or my gums. Made sure not to get dry socket. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I had to let my dogs outside, so if you hear barking, that's them outside. So anyway, yeah, I didn't get dry socket, and a week later I went back to chewing and drinking out of a straw. So I went back to eating hard foods and drinking with a straw. Of course, the meals I had while my teeth were taken out were mashed potatoes, soup, and pudding and applesauce. Yeah, I ate all those. One fact about when I ate soup, my mom blended soup together to make it into a drink so I could drink it instead of using a spoon. But yeah, it hurt so bad, and all. And then another thing that happened, well, not to me, but in the family, is my aunt broke her ankle, and she, of course, she can't walk on it because it's broken. But she's gotten worse. And let me tell you this, she got her broken ankle in November of last year, and has been in and out of hospitals for 4 months. Because yeah, December, January, February, March. Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, so, and guys, she's close to passing on. Yeah, but you see, this is what I don't like. It's a broken ankle, and it was infecting her genetics or genes and functionalities. And it leads to her close to passing. That's what I don't like. I've already had a bunch of losses in the family. I lost my dad to COVID. I lost my cousin to a heart attack. My dog to I don't know what. My uncle, he had open heart surgery, and he had a stroke in his brain that made him lose all his functionality. And like I said, or maybe not, but even if my uncle made it out of the hospital, we'd have to help him everywhere. And now my aunt, all because of a broken ankle. What more can happen? And guys, since I said she's been in the hospital for 4 months, after November, she didn't have Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year. She had all that in the hospital. Although I did visit her the day after Thanksgiving and on Christmas. But 2023, man, it makes you think, was going into the 2020s going to be a good idea? I remember when 2020 first started, we thought that, oh, we're now heading into the 20th century, like 2020, no longer 2010, 2020. We could say 2020 all day long, and it's going to be a great year. But what comes out of that year? Australian wildfires, Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter crash, C-19, some very disgusting bugs, and riots, all because of a reason I kind of don't really want to say, but if you want an idea, let's just say it has to do with BLM and police brutality. And I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't even want to say it on this video. And yeah, and ever since then, it's gotten worse. The only time it got better is when in 2021 we were able to go out again and places started opening. And then, like, even after we got back together, places still recommended you wear masks. I mean, they don't recommend it now, and most of the places in my town don't need a vaccination confirmation anymore. The only thing that, or not the only thing, but the only place that still recommends a mask is the hospital. All right, I'll be right back again. I'm gonna let my dogs in. Okay, guys, I'm back. I just let my dogs back in. But anyway, yeah, like, why is the world coming to this? I thought things would get better, and they have gotten better. But these types of things, I wouldn't really call them better. And then, the sad stuff is like, I'm in college. I'm doing online college at Pima. And it's going well. It is going well. So far, I've gotten A's in every single semester. So, I first started taking a writing class and a visual arts class, and the reason why is because I'm studying digital arts, and so I took those 2 classes first. And then the next year, I took an intro to digital films, and then, what was that? Oh yeah, a student success class program, because it was required for me. And of course I didn't take it the first semester because I only took 2 classes, and all the student successes were full. And yeah, so I took an intro to digital films and blah blah blah, a student success class, and then after that, you had a GTW class, which is like writing but differently, and then a History of America's Cinema class, which that class was actually really cool because they provide you with movies from back then, and you just write your review on them, which I did do that. The first movie was a silent film, because, you know, that's how movies started. They started with silent films. And then you just go on to the black and white films all the way from the 20s all the way to the 2010s. And yeah, it was pretty fun. And of course, we had this thing called a capstone project, both Intro to Digital Films and History of American Cinema, which my History to American Cinema one was better than my Intro to Digital Films, because no one understood my Intro to Digital Films, but people did enjoy my History of American Cinema capstone. It's called a pechakua. So basically a pechakuka, or pechakucha, whatever you want to call them. You take 20 images, and you take 20 images, put it into this one slideshow movie. You put 20 seconds for each image. And basically, you give a 20-second description on what it's about. So, like, for example, about the 1960s, it was when, like, more black and white films, and you know, the band The Beatles made their first ever movie, which their movie title was also the title of their third album, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just basically you describing how each year was, and then after I did the years, I did the genres of each movie. And so yeah, I got those two done, and now this year I'm taking a math class and another writing class. And this math class is actually easy because they give you spreadsheets and you just look through them, then you just do the homework and portion. And one fact, I was actually taking 2 math classes and then 1 writing class. But taking 2 didn't work out. Because in the first math class, which was before the spreadsheet class, it was geometry. Well, not geometry, but algebra. But this was algebra I'd never even seen before. And yeah, all the questions, I couldn't even figure out how to solve them. And there was a pre-recruitment class, which I'm guessing is a class you're supposed to take before you take this class, which I tried signing up for that class, and apparently it wouldn't accept it. So I thought, man, maybe it's not accepting it because it's for older adults only, so people who want to become teachers. And so, yeah, I took that class, and I saw the questions, and I don't think I can do this class. So, of course, I told my mom that it's just too hard, and she tried to help me figure it out. And she provided me with videos, but none of the videos she provided me with, or actually, she didn't provide me with, she provided me with 2 videos. And one video was, like, for some reason, okay, so this video, okay, so you know how on YouTube, the limit in a video is 24 hours? Like, you've seen the Mr. Beast videos, and when he counted to 100,000 and 200,000. And he made those videos go on for 24 hours, when the originals were 44-hour videos. And he stayed up to the early hours to make these videos. And I'm actually surprised he actually has that much stamina. Of course, he doesn't do that anymore. He does, like, 10K giveaways now. But, like, this video went on for, believe it or not, 52 hours. That was like 4 or 5 days. And I'm actually surprised. So yeah, I watched that video, and none of the questions they were doing examples for in the video matched the questions on the class. So my mom gave me the allowance to drop out, and so I did. I dropped out, got my money back, and I'm into 2 classes. And then for the end of 2023, it's going to be my final time online at college. Because after that, then I have to start going in person. And for my last final time online, I have to take a social studies class, a science class, and that's pretty much it. And that's all. And then I go in person to do the in-person portions of the classes. Yeah. But here's one thing about me, besides me being in college and other stuff. I still don't have a car, and I'm still not employed anywhere. Yes, you heard that right. I still can't drive, and I don't have a job anywhere. However, I am going to apply to Safeway because, well, first off, that's the only store in my area that's close, and I don't feel like once I get a car, I don't feel like driving to a faraway place just to go to work. So yeah, that's the only. I'm gonna apply at Safeway. The reason because both Safeway and Fry's, you know how when there's a cashier doing the bung bung, then you have another worker or coworker putting the stuff in a bag. Yeah, sometimes there's no one there. They're busy doing something else, so I have to jump in and do the work for them, which it's like I'm working for them. I like doing that. I like helping people. And so I'm going to apply at Safeway to be the person who puts the stuff in the bags. And if they need me to work anything else, like to restock the shelves, I'll be happy to do that. The only one that will be most difficult is working the cash register because, of course, you have to push a bunch of buttons and make sure you're doing it right. Like you do the scan, then you have to push some buttons and you have to print out the receipt. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, and then you print the receipt, and then you have to give them change back. Which sometimes when I pay cash at some places, they don't have enough change in their cash register, so they either have to call someone for change, or I have to pay the price in full. So, like for example, $21.50. I have to give them a $1 bill, and either 2 quarters, 5 dimes, or 10 nickels. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be fun. And it's pretty easy too, because you're just putting the stuff inside the bags. Or you're just restocking the shelves. Yes. Yeah, so there's the reason for the job. And then for the car, I have a fear of cars. Like, every time I get into a car, well, I don't drive, so I'm in the passenger side. But I have visions of me driving a car, and all those visions end up with me crashing. So yeah, I'm scared of cars because I have a fear of crashing. Because you drive on the freeway, you have curves to turn in. Or sometimes when you're at a stoplight, you'll have an idiot who he'll stop quickly, and then you have to do the same because if you kept going, you would have crashed into him. So yeah, he'll stop suddenly. Then if I don't react too quickly, then I'll crash into him or I'll bump into him, which will eventually lead to either a crash, or just a big dent in the front of the car. So yeah, my dogs are fighting. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm scared of cars. But I do know that one day I will need to start driving. So guys, don't worry. This guy will get a car and drive everywhere, all around. And if he has to drive in the freeway, he will. And of course, he will be working. My mom says I have to anyway. And yes, I do want to work. Because I've been out of school ever since 2021. And then even while I was in school, I wasn't employed anywhere. Yeah, some kids in my school had jobs. But I thought that you had to be graduated to get a job. And yeah. So yeah, I look forward to that. But now on to some YouTube stuff. So guys, I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I don't make movies anymore, and why you mostly see unboxing or review videos, is because, well, I talk in a monotone voice, and I can't really change my voice. And even when I try, people sometimes can't understand what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. People can't understand what I'm saying because, guys, I mumble a lot. And even when I try to speak up, there's only a slight chance, like a 50-50 chance, people will and will not hear me. And yeah, I'm sure you guys seen my old movies. And oh my god. Okay. You guys seen my old movies, and I just talk in my regular voice. And guys, my movies did not have scripts. I just thought of the scenes in my head and tried to reenact them. But hey, when I started making movies, I was a little kid. I didn't know what script writing was. And I didn't know you had to write a script for movies. Although I did write a script for my capstone in history of American cinema. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this video right now. So yeah. So guys, I am now back. I've told you where I have been and all the ups and downs. Of course, and I've told you about my aunt, which it's very sad. Very, very sad. And I do keep her in my prayers. I'm sure you guys, if you ever had someone who was hurt, very hurt, or close to passing, close to passing, you pray for them. And you pray hard. You pray really hard. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this little welcome back video. I'm sorry if I've been rambling for too long. And I'll see you guys in the next videos. Later.